Abe Lincoln was born in a log cabin on February 12, 1809, in Hardin County, Kentucky. His father bought and sold land, including 600 acres of farmland. His family attended a separatist Baptist church against alcohol, slavery, and dancing. In 1816, they moved to Indiana, which Abraham later stated was mainly because of slavery. His mother Sarah died of milk sickness in 1818, and his father remarried in 1819 to Sarah Bush. As a kid, Abraham was known to be very lazy, but as he grew into his teens, he was known as one of the hardest workers. In 1830, his family moved to Illinois in fear of milk sickness along the Mississippi River. At the age of 22, he ventured out and found a job to a businessman taking goods up and down the Mississippi River. But once he got down to New Orleans and witnessed slavery firsthand, he turned around and walked home. Abraham's first romantic interest was Anne Rutledge, but in 1835 she died of typhoid fever. By 1840 he was engaged to Mary Todd, and they were set to be married January 1st, 1841, but he later called it off. They then met at a party and got married in 1842. Their first child was Robert, who was the only child to live past 18. He was born in 1843. The other children were Eddie, Willie, and Tad. Lincoln was known to be a very tall man. At 6'4", he stood above all others. During one assembly, he was known to grab an assailtant off another man and throw him by his trousers. In 1834, he was admitted as an Illinois state legislator under the Whig Party, although the Democrats favored him. In 1836, he was admitted to the bar and began his law work immediately. During the mid-1830s, he was under his fourth term in the Illinois House of Representatives, and in 1846, he was admitted to the U.S. Representative for a 2-year term. He then returned to his law and got a patent for a flotation device for boats in shallow waters. He was the only president to get a patent. His most memorable case was with William Armstrong, where he showed evidence that the moon was at such a low level that for the witness to have seen the murder would have been unlikely. On April 12, 1861, war broke out at Fort Sumter when the Confederates attacked. And on January 1, 1863, the Emancipation Proclamation came into effect, freeing slaves from 10 rebelled states. Lincoln was re-elected in 1865. At the same time, John Booth planned to kidnap Lincoln in exchange for Confederate prisoners, until he attended a speech promoting black voting rights. Then he was determined to assassinate the president. He found his opportunity at Ford Theater while Lincoln was attending Our American Cousin. The bodyguard had left during intermission to meet up with the coachman. Booth killed him at about 10:13 p.m. on April 14, 1865. Booth was found 10 days later and killed by Union soldiers. So that's about it for Lincoln's life.